Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 104 days away from the official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. That is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to have a lot of action-packed sequences, as well as emotional moments in this film. In fact, we are going to be getting a return of many of the original trilogy characters, and that there will be a lot of sacrifices and losses in this film that will feature new characters, new super weapons, and a whole lot more. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that Rey is described to be in her own personal starship, where she is being backed up by the Millennium Falcon and a strange new Corellian ship that is said to have Finn, Janna, and Poe on board, where Chewbacca and Lando are on the Falcon. It's said that Rey and her crew are heading toward the First Order Annihilators and the Sith fleet, where it's said that some of the sequences involve a moment where there are TIE fighters fighting other TIE fighters in the distance. One of the scenes is actually said to involve Rey firing missiles that glow in a blue color toward one of the destroyer's superweapons, firing down on an icy world, where it's said that the weapons have defense systems that shoot down her missiles in space. It's described that this is where Wedge Antilles comes into play, where he is said to be in some kind of upgraded Y-Wing fighter, where he uses EMP-like bombs that are said to be brand new ones, that cause the weapons on one of the destroyer's superweapons to become powerless, where Rey is able to take one of them out. It's said that this is where Lando on board of the Falcon pilots the Falcon and spreads the word to other Y-Wing fighters to further attack the Sith fleet and the First Order. However, eventually it's said that the Sith fleet is able to activate some kind of force field around their destroyers, blocking any missiles in their path after losing one of the destroyers. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and why I find this to be something very different and new and just original in a way. Now, we have three different factions fighting each other in this particular scene. We have the Resistance, we got the First Order, and we got the Sith fleet. Now, what I like so much about this is that, of course, this is going to be by far the biggest space battle in Star Wars. In fact, this connects to what we heard about 6 months ago, that J.J. Abrams would be creating the biggest space battle ever in a Star Wars movie, and the longest one at that, that would be out of this world. And this definitely does top the list, where you have three different factions fighting each other. The fact that there's a moment in which TIE fighters are fighting other TIE fighters, I think is going to be very surreal to see on the big screen, because we have never seen anything like that in a Star Wars movie to that big of a scale here. So, in Episode 9, Rey is said to have her own personal starfighter. We're still not quite sure what type it's going to be. It could be an X-Wing, it could be a brand new type of ship for all we know. The only thing that we do know is that it's shaped kind of like an E-Wing from Star Wars Legends, which leads a lot of people to believe that maybe E-Wings are indeed coming into play here for this particular scene and moment. Now, the more exciting part, Wedge Antilles comes in as a big surprise to actually join the Resistance and fight the First Order and the new Sith Empire that is led by Emperor Palpatine. Now, Wedge is actually said to be seated in an upgraded version of a Y-Wing fighter that is equipped with these brand new types of EMP bombs that he is able to drop toward one of the Star Destroyers that actually pretty much eliminates one of their annihilators firing down on this world. Now, we saw a little glimpse of these annihilators being used in the most recent teaser trailer just a couple of weeks ago, and by far I think it's a very interesting direction that J.J. Abrams is going here, where all the super weapons are just miniature super weapons equipped on Star Destroyers that are able to use Death Star technology and fire down on a world. Not necessarily blowing up a world, but destroying the surface of a planet. So, there's actually said to be a total of 500 Star Destroyers that belong to the Sith fleet by Palpatine, and that's not to also mention the First Order has similar technology from the Death Stars 1, 2, and 3. Now, with that being said, Episode 9 is also said to introduce new different types of starfighters. We have the TIE daggers in this movie. Now, TIE daggers are actually said to belong to the First Order, and of course, the new Sith Empire is going to introduce brand new types of TIE fighters as well that are going to be far different than the TIE daggers in Episode 9. I don't know if you guys recall, but TIE daggers were supposed to appear in The Force Awakens, and they never made the final cut. Once again, J.J. Abrams borrowing elements from Episode 7 that never made it to the final version of the movie. So, everybody involved in this fight, Lando, Poe, Finn, Jannah, it looks like an amazing film so far, and from what it sounds, this space battle really is going to be legendary and just very wide-scaled, and I think that what we're looking forward to is, of course, the biggest space battle in Star Wars history. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.